What's up, YouTube? This is PB again, and I wanted to share with you my other dream. I had this dream in probably the mid 90s, 95, 96, but I thought I'd share it with you. And check this out. I dreamed that I walked outside of my house, and as soon as I walked outside, I looked up and got real dizzy because it seemed like the clouds was maybe 20 feet away from the ground. They were right there, and I looked up at the clouds, and at first it just made me dizzy. I almost fell back, and I looked at the clouds again, and they started to swirl, a slow swirl. And all of a sudden, a great voice, I want to say like a chant, but it wasn't a chant, almost like speaking in tongues. It sounded like tongues to me. But this was before I even knew what tongues were, because I wasn't raised in church or anything. But I gave my life to the Lord Jesus Christ, and I've been a better person ever since. And anyway, I walked outside, and I look up and I see the clouds, and they started to swirl, and a great voice came out of the clouds and started to speak to me. And every time it spoke, lightning and fire and lights, and it just looked like clouds were on fire above me. And this voice was speaking to me, and although I didn't know what it was saying, I remember it was talking to me, and then the clouds started spinning real hard, and it turned into a whirlwind right above me. And my front yard, whatever front yard I was in this dream, there was a tree in my front yard. And as the God was, I don't know if he was yelling at me or what. I hope he was. I pray he wasn't. But it's just God's voice is so mighty that, it just shook my whole spirit and soul and body and all. But it started spinning, and God was talking to me in these tongues, and the clouds was on fire. Next thing you know, I started to get sucked up, and I was passing the tree as I was getting sucked up, and I grabbed on to the tip of a tree, and I was holding on, looking down straight at the ground. And I remember a voice said to me, "Chris, let go." And I let go. And then I woke up, and I was on house arrest. That was in 1995. That's when it was. I'm 37 years old now, by the way. But yeah, that was one of the dreams of a whirlwind. Now, the reason why I wanted to say this dream is because I got sucked up into the whirlwind in that dream as soon as I walked outside and heard God speaking to me. But in my other dream that I just posted about the Four Horsemen, I saw in that dream the whirlwind. It was on the other side of the city, and it was sucking up thousands of lights, just going up into straight up into the whirlwind, taking people away. And I was in a line. I was in a line of people getting ready to cross a checkpoint where everyone's going to receive the mark. And if you haven't heard that one, go ahead and check it out. But anyway, I just wanted to say, God been giving me these dreams since I was a kid, and I didn't realize how prophetic these dreams were until I started reading the Bible. I started seeing things like in Acts, were about the whirlwind and the tongues. That's I read about it after I had that dream in the when they're up in the upper room. So yeah. I just thought I'd share that dream with y'all, but I'm gonna post a couple other dreams that I had, and then I'll get back to y'all with a couple more videos. But until then, God bless, Godspeed, and we love you.